Have you ever been in a brand new place, talking to someone you've just met, and suddenly a wave of familiarity washes over you? You get this uncanny feeling that you've lived this exact moment before? Every word, every gesture, every detail feels like a replay. If this sounds familiar, you've experienced déjà vu. It's a French term that literally means already seen, and it's one of the most intriguing and common tricks our minds play on us. But what is it really? A glimpse into a past life, a premonition. Or is there a more scientific explanation? Stick around, because today we're diving deep into the mystery of déjà vu. First, let's get one thing straight. You're not alone. Studies show that about 2/3 of people have experienced déjà vu at least once in their lives. It's most common in young people, between the ages of 15 and 25, and tends to fade as we get older. It also seems to happen more frequently when we're tired or stressed. But why does it happen? For centuries, people have come up with all sorts of explanations, from the paranormal to the psychological. Some believed it was evidence of reincarnation, memories from a past life bubbling up to the surface. Others thought it might be a psychic ability, a brief glimpse into the future that we later experience as a memory. While these ideas are fascinating, scientists have been working to find an explanation rooted in the complex workings of our brains. Today, the leading scientific theories suggest that déjà vu isn't a paranormal event, but rather a fascinating glitch in our memory system. Think of your brain as a super sophisticated computer that's constantly processing information and filing it away as memories. Déjà vu might happen when there's a tiny split-second delay in this process. One popular theory is called the dual processing theory. Our brains have multiple pathways for processing sensory information and forming memories. Usually, these pathways work in perfect sync, but occasionally, one pathway might be slightly slower than the other. So, you perceive something, but the information takes two slightly different routes to your conscious awareness. The tiny delay between the first and second signals makes your brain interpret the second signal not as the present moment, but as a memory. It's like your brain is telling you, hey, I've already seen this, when in reality, you're just processing it for the first time twice. Another compelling idea involves a specific part of our brain called the hippocampus, which is crucial for forming long-term memories. Imagine you walk into a room you've never visited before. Maybe the layout, the color of the walls, or a piece of furniture is very similar to something you've seen in the past, perhaps in a movie. A dream, or a place you visited long ago and have since forgotten. Your brain recognizes this familiar element, but it can't pinpoint the original memory. This creates a conflict. The hippocampus signals, this is familiar, but the rest of your brain knows, this is new. The result is that strange, unsettling feeling of having been there before, even when you know you haven't. It's a false sense of familiarity triggered by a single, unrecognized element. Let's explore another theory, this one related to attention. Think about how much information your brain processes every single second. It's impossible to pay full attention to everything. The divided attention theory suggests that déjà vu can occur when we're momentarily distracted. For instance, you might walk into a cafe, and for a split second, you're not fully paying attention. Maybe you're looking at your phone or lost in thought. Your brain still processes the environment on a subconscious level. A moment later, when you look up and fully engage with your surroundings, the scene feels strangely familiar. Why? Because your brain has already created a faint, subconscious memory of it just seconds before. The feeling of already seen is your conscious mind catching up with what your subconscious mind has already registered. It's a memory from just a moment ago, but it feels much older. Now, you might be wondering, is déjà vu a sign of a problem? For most people, absolutely not. It's a normal, harmless phenomenon, a fascinating quirk of human consciousness. However, in very rare cases, frequent and intense déjà vu can be associated with certain neurological conditions, particularly temporal lobe epilepsy. In these cases, DJBU's parobu eizaiwa, a brief disruption of electrical activity in the brain. The temporal lobe is heavily involved in memory and emotion. So it makes sense that a seizure in this area could trigger these strange feelings of familiarity. But let me stress, This is extremely rare. If you experience déjà vu occasionally, it's just your brain being a brain. If you're having it multiple times a week, or if it's accompanied by other symptoms like losing awareness or involuntary movements, it's a good idea to talk to a doctor just to be safe. So, let's put it all together. Déjà vu isn't a message from the universe or a memory from a past life. It's most likely a brief hiccup in our brains' incredibly complex memory and perception systems. It could be a slight processing delay, a misplaced sense of familiarity triggered by a forgotten memory, or the result of a moment of divided attention. Each theory paints a picture of a brain that is constantly trying to make sense of the world. And sometimes, its wires get crossed for a split second. The fact that we can even study and theorize about such a fleeting, subjective experience is a testament to how far neuroscience has come. What's really cool is that scientists are actively studying déjà vu. They use techniques like fMRI to see what's happening inside someone's brain when they experience it. In some experiments, they've even been able to induce a feeling similar to déjà vu in a lab setting using virtual reality. By creating environments with subtle, familiar elements from a person's past, they can trigger that same eerie sensation. This research helps us understand not just déjà vu, but the fundamental nature of memory, consciousness, and how our brains construct our reality, second by second. The next time you experience déjà vu, don't be spooked. Instead, take a moment to appreciate the incredible complexity of the 3-pound universe inside your skull. You're experiencing a fascinating, harmless glitch in the matrix of your own mind. It asks a little reminder that our perception of reality is not always as straightforward as it seems. It's a peek behind the curtain of consciousness, a glimpse into the intricate and sometimes mysterious dance of neurons that makes you, you. Have you had a particularly weird or memorable déjà vu experience? I'd love to hear about it. Share your story in the comments below. It's always fascinating to see how common this strange feeling really is. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the mind. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more mysteries of the brain and human experience, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us create more content just like this. Until next time, stay curious.